The following is a flyweight contest scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. It's time to meet the fighters. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man has a record of 5 wins, 1 defeat, representing UTC, Jake Hadley. And his opponent standing across the cage. This man is representing Team Elite with a record of 6 wins, 1 defeat. Please welcome Nightmare
Gittins.
Yeah. And we've got the Southport against the Orthodox here.
Yeah, in the corner of Hadley, we have the obviously very well-established UFC fighter Leon Rocky Edwards, very dangerous fighter, whose brother will be fighting in the main event later this evening. So obviously a good pedigree behind him. And Liam Gittins with 6-1 record from Team Elite. Obviously he's an experienced amateur, successful amateur. So we should be in for a good fight here.
And Gittins is, he's throwing and he's not really landing right now. He's not looking the tighter of the two on the feet.
Yeah, Hadley looking quite explosive with his strikes, and obviously
yeah.
Hadley the bit much rangier of the two guys.
Yeah. I mean, he's landing some nice kicks, but I just think Hadley's looking a lot more sharp and crisp.
Yeah.
And Hadley rocks Gittins there, but Gittins waves him on like, come on, let's do it.
There's been a bit of that. The Superman punch just falls short.
Yeah, you see the Superman punch kind of missing the centre of the cage a lot. You know, you want to get your man backed up so he's got nowhere to go.
We can't all Travis Brown, Stefan Struve. A spinning back fist there, but quite far away on that. I think that was a bit excitable there from Gittins.
Yeah. And Hadley just establishing that jab, and this is a good learning curve for these amateurs. Especially for the Orthodox fighting a Southpaw.
I was going to say, absolutely. Are you Orthodox or Southpaw there, Danny?
I can switch now. Mainly Orthodox. I switch for about 30 seconds at a time. First time I fought Southpaw, it was absolutely horrible. You can never jab a Southpaw. Yeah. You're just gonna get padded and slapped. He seems to be doing a good job. Those Gittins at feinting the left, finding his distance, then throwing the right, but it's Hadley who's got the sharp, crisper punches that are landing right now.
And a nice little 1-2 there. Well, it slipped in there as well. What would be your advice, the main change when you are fighting a Southpaw as an Orthodox fighter?
Cut him off, step to the outside of his foot. You want to step to the outside of his lead foot and throw that right down. You want to size up your, you've got a nice kick available there up the midsection. Obviously they've got the liver kick. Nice head kick there by Hadley. But you want to be, Southpaws have got a lot of experience in sparring with Orthodox guys. It's kind of few and far between Orthodox getting experience with Southpaws. So I definitely say cut the ring off. You want to be looking at working that right hand a lot, and stepping away from the power and stepping to your left.
So we'll see if Gittins can implement any of those tools. So far, it's pretty even. As you say, Hadley's been landing the cleaner shots, but Gittins is still there. He's in his face. He's doing a bit of cage control late on in the round, trying to imprint that in the judges' minds towards him. Did you give him a little slap on the back of the head?
Hadley just reached round the other side of Gittins' head and slapped his ear. I don't know whether that was like an imposition of dominance, but you don't see that often.
These UTC boys, they're not here to mess about though. As fair few of them very, very outspoken, and they know how to work the fans. They know how to get people excited for the fights. So it's always good to see.
And they can back it up.
They can back it up.
There's a lot of people out there who talk a lot of trash, right? And the talk's probably the hardest part about them. But these guys, they continually back it up. They've got a solid pedigree, and he hasn't come out and showboated. That slap at the end of the round, it would have been like, but he's come out and he's taking it to him.
He's taking it to him, absolutely. Again, it's Gittins, the smaller of the two fighters, the shorter. He's struggling a bit with that range, trying to close in, especially against a Southpaw with a big reach on him as well.
Yeah.
That's it's a tall order here. So again, it'd be interesting to see what changes he may make in the second round.
And I mean, the respect is still there, you know. That slap might have just been a bit of play, you know, just to put him off. You know, nothing disrespectful there. They touch gloves. But, you know, like, look how upright he is, right? Oh, nice, sweet,
he has
nice
been close
head
with that a couple of times. I think that's the closest one so far, though. Almost a glance in.
He's making him look at that jab, keeping his range, and he's throwing that head kick straight up the middle.
These punches from Hadley, very straight punches, nice bit of sting on them as well. Gittins using a bit of head movement there, trying to work his way in to get a bit closer.
Nice body kick there. He's targeting that liver now.
There's a nice bit of impact on there, but Gittins manages to use it to get him down.
Yeah.
See what he can do here.
And Hadley straight up into a double.
Very nice that.
You give him an inch and he's going to take it,
I like to see that, absolutely.
Gittins stepped back for a couple of seconds there like he was going to pounce. And no, Hadley was like, I'm following you, I'm taking your legs, mate.
He wasn't having it. He was not having it. And you don't see that very often, to be honest. That was very, very quick, the speed that he got up, and he caught Gittins off guard for a moment there.
Definitely, and going backwards as well, you know, it only aided the takedown.
Yep.
But Gittins back up to his feet. Hadley in control here, but Gittins is fighting off the cage. There we go. Gittins manages to reverse it.
Now, see who can assert some dominance from this position here. Is Hadley going to get the break? I don't think Hadley's too fussed about about creating any distance. He's quite happy to engage in the grappling. It's hard to see who's the stronger of the two, really. It's very even so far in the clinch contest.
Yes, it is. And, you know, Gittins has had takedowns and Hadley's got up. Hadley's had takedowns, Gittins got up. They've switched and reversed so many times off this cage so far. Both throwing strikes at the same time. I think the only thing that separated them is maybe a Hadley punch on Gittins, you know, in the first round that kind of rocked him a little bit.
Yeah, there's not much in it at the moment. I still think Hadley is getting slightly the better of it, but only it's only you know, slightly ahead here at this point.
And it's Gittins again reversing it, and Hadley's got his back to the fence, pummeling in.
Hadley looking to his corner, listening to the advice from his corner, obviously. They'll be telling you exactly what you want to be doing. But Gittins relentless here. Been a lot of very physical fights this evening, you know, a lot of grappling heavy, you know, very physical, trying to break the other fighter. And
a nice little takedown there.
The little slammed him almost on his forehead slightly.
That's it. Gittins dropping some knees into the midsection and the thigh. And that's what you want to do, you know.
I don't find it gets used enough, really, to be honest. A lot of fighters don't seem to use it, but, you know, you can imagine being in that position, receiving those knees. You're gonna know about it.
Have a dead leg. It's like, oh yeah, I'll kick you to your leg and risk getting clipped in jaw when we're stood up. But when I get you on ground, I'm not gonna knee you in fight at all. You know, to me, I'd like to see it a little bit more. And as Hadley got up, then he just shook his leg off a little bit. You know, so it's had some effect.
There's a bit of a little red mark there, I think, if I can see correctly there.
Yeah.
Again, another tough fight, keeping the judges busy this evening potentially. If everything to play for, I can't really see anyone. The way it's going, I can't really see anyone getting a finish here. It's going to be another war of attrition for the third round potentially, and keep our judges nice and busy.
Yeah, that's an odd thing. Like, look at the UTC corner men, yeah, and you've got them talking to the guy both there, and then over in the other corner you've got a guy filming it, and you know, for me that'd be off-putting. That'd be a little bit off-putting. You know, each their own. But I just think, you know, yep, you want one voice, but you want a guy there, you know, like, with you, not looking at you through a camera. Yeah. You know, it's getting recorded as it is. So, you know, again, you know, you said it's got a good pedigree at UTC. You know, that's shining through in the corner for me. That could be the difference in the fight there.
No, absolutely, I definitely agree. I mean, some people they don't mind the camera in the face. Some people it's they say can be distracting.
Yeah.
Hadley again working that kick.
Opening up with that liver kick.
Gittins exploding forward.
Gittins hit him with 3 straights and then shot him for the takedown.
He looks. There's a bit of extra urgency on this takedown. I think now that we're in the third round, this is the other thing with the third round. Those guys who potentially are a bit more cautious in the first 2 rounds because they want to save that energy. And now in the third round, you know, they know they can let it all go and let it all hang out there. So I think Gittins definitely had a bit of an essence of that the way he came out there.
That's it. And you know, they've both got good records as well. It's dangerous. You don't want to go all in, you know, in the first minute and get tagged. especially against someone like Hadley. He's very McGregor-esque when he comes forward, you know,
that
same
stance
posture,
as well. Yeah.
never overcommits, never reaches forward, throws a nice kick without moving his torso, really, you know. Doesn't really telegraph anything, but Gittins has got like some kind of reverse triangle going on here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to secure the arm on the other side of it as well.
Yeah,
but
that's the best way to use it.
Yeah, he's definitely
looking for the Kimura.
He's definitely looking for it, but Hadley probably in the worst position he's been in the whole of the fight so far.
Yeah, and that's it. Score points, lad.
Yeah,
you know, make him move his arm. You know, he's not going to sit there and just take this. And the referee, there's enough action going on. The referee's not going to stand it up. That's payback for the slap in the first round. That, you know,
definitely. Now Hadley's trying to spring into action.
Yeah,
again, not the best angle for getting much pressure in those strikes, but as you say, scoring the points.
And Hadley's looking to use that knee to kind of pry his opponent's knees. You know, just give him a little bit more breathing room, maybe pop out. But you know, if this round stays like this, to me, Gittins has got to get a finish. Yeah. But you know, this is a win. This is, you know, a round one in Gittins' favour, and you know, maybe the referees see another round in his favour. The judges, the referees.
I definitely think, obviously, the thing is, if Hadley does get out here, it's pretty obvious that Gittins has been using a lot of energy there as he's you know, breathing heavy. He's been throwing a lot of those strikes on the top. So if he loses this position, I think Hadley could explode.
And he's done it. He managed to use that knee to pry it away. Now let's see what he's made of.
See what Gittins can do here, but Hadley very close to becoming free, and I have no doubt he'll want to pay him back for those strikes there.
Oh yeah, and you know, this is probably the best thing that happened to Gittins. Sitting in that position isn't going to get you a finish, you know, and you possibly need a finish right now. But Hadley,
Hadley's going to make him pay.
Yeah, he's like, I've been resting in that position.
Well, it's my turn now.
Last 10 seconds coming.
He's going to need. I was going to say, you're going to need some Ruzumar Palhara's power to be securing that.
And a guillotine attempt. Nice fight there from both.
Very well done for Gittins taking that last round, but will it be enough? I don't know. Cracking fight from these lads though.
And round 4 coming up next. It wasn't scheduled for a title fight, but you know, we've got 5 3-minute rounds here.
Yeah,
so I'm enjoying the action, so let's have 2 more rounds.
Let's crack on. So obviously Gittins obviously, don't know how much energy he may have expended in that last round. As I say, he could have burnt out a little bit. So be interesting to see what he can come up with in this final round. Was Hadley looked very explosive towards the end. He looked like he's got plenty of energy to still go, as he was, as you say, almost resting in that position where he was just stuck in.
That's it. And you know, in that case, 2 rounds to 1 to Hadley on my unofficial scorecard. Gittins, he stalled the round, but he scored points, you know, in the last round.
Which could be the right decision now knowing it's a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
So if he can do that again for another 2 rounds, then, you know, he could take it potentially on the judges' turn. Hadley returns the favour to takedown.
And that's a little bit against the grain for Hadley tonight. You know, he's been having so much success with his stand-up, but maybe he's seen something on the ground from Gittins that he thinks he can exploit.
Yeah, as well as potentially, I think, thinks be safe, get the takedown yourself rather than get the risk of getting taken down, so that he can assert his dominance. Potentially, if he wins this round, he could be 3 rounds up, and then, you know, it would be really on Gittins to try and get a finish.
Definitely, and he's got a nice half guard here. Maybe he'll look to pass, but at the moment he's in command. He's got his left hand free, and he's trying to just throw a few strikes in there and score some points. Gittins, he's got hold of his wrist. You know, he's controlling him a little bit with the wrist. I don't think Hadley can get off the shots that he wants to get off right now.
And here we go.
Oh, but saying that,
space. Couple of nice shots landed there. He does have that right arm of Gittins trapped as well. If he can create the space, that he can drop the hammer. And we do like it when they drop the hammer.
Definitely. Gittins looks like he's trying to prevent the mount, but I don't think Hadley wants to mount right now. He's got a crucifix, you know. And a well-held crucifix as well.
The old Ivan Salaveri.
Yeah.
He's going for the mount. Gittins sees it, explodes.
A nice neon belly there, like a quarter guard going on. I think that favours Hadley a little bit more, and he steps right over into mount.
And Gittins knows he needs to get out of here, because if he gives Hadley some space, we know Hadley likes to tee off like he was in the end of the last round. So dangerous position. Gittins still staying active though. He's not accepting the position. He's just constantly trying to get out, which is good. He's still game.
Yeah, it's got to be playing on his mind a little bit. He's been in survival mode all round. This has been all Hadley so far, this 4th round.
Yeah, it's definitely in those championship rounds is where you got to really dig deep. And guys, if you haven't been in those 4 or 5 round fights, you know it's a different style of fighting. I say one of my close friends, Linton Vassell, was telling me the first time he went 5 rounds, he was not ready for he thought he was prepared, but
straight over into a triangle. Sorry for I saw the arm trapped in a mount. I saw the sweep coming, and he's gone straight over into like a TP kind of manoeuvre there.
It doesn't look like he's got the angle for the pressure here, but could he? This is a very interesting fight so far.
And he's switching to the omoplata. I don't think he's got time to finish, but he's showing that he's more than just a striker.
I'll tell you what, I've only seen one omoplata at amateur level, so that would have been a pleasure to see. One omoplata and one twister.
Hadley's showing a lot of diversity to his skills.
Absolutely.
Like, I know I said he's showing he's more than only a striker there. The guy's obviously well versed all around, but I think if I had striking like Hadley, I won't be taking it to the ground. But he's taking it to the ground. He's transitioned from a triangle to an omoplata, and for me that were Hadley's round again. That's going to be 3-1 in Hadley's favour.
That's it, exactly. I think he fought smart that round. Taking it down, winning the round. He's put the pressure now on Gittins to come out, and he's got to get a finish.
But I think it was round 3. A little bit of a fire was lit under Gittins after going 2 rounds down. Oh, yeah. In our opinion, we could have it totally wrong, and he won the round and he took it to him. So and he came out with that blitz of 3 or 4 punches into a shot. Yeah. So it's still there for the taking. MMA is a funny old game, and
it's a funny old game.
This round could totally delete everything that's happened so far.
I see. It's good to see these guys. Obviously they've trained hard. They've come in. They're ready to go 5 rounds. They're ready to fight for 5 rounds. There's no, they still look pretty fresh considering. To be honest, there's a nice hug, show of respect. They know they've been to war. They know they've put on a show for the fans so far, and now they're going to bring it home. And Gittins waving him on.
Yeah.
I think they want to just throw. He wants him to just throw down, which, as you say, but with a striker like Hadley, that is a dangerous game to play.
Yeah, and he's a good striker. He's a great striker. I see a lot of pros that aren't even at this level. He's
puts it all together well, isn't it? There's everything. He's got all the tools to be a great striker. I mean, even just physically, from the stature, the range, the length, the physique, as well as obviously the technique is there. He's got all the tools for a great striker, but again, here he is with the takedown.
Yeah, and I liked that a little bit because he telegraphed that first takedown. They were a half sprawl, and then he managed to kind of scoop his shoulders underneath, shoot the other way, and finish and complete the takedown, which is, are we talking about amateurs here?
Definitely being a 5-1 and a 6-1 though. We're talking about some damn good amateurs. And there's the sweep there from Gittins.
Oh, and Gittins is back on top. There's no stopping this guy,
Hadley's going for that triangle again.
And it's a little closer to being on this time. I don't think he's going to be giving it up for the omoplata this time.
It definitely looks a lot deeper this time, at least, so he can let off a few strikes as well. Not a comfortable position to be in, but Gittins, he's fighting it.
He's looking for the submission a bit more, but I think that maybe he could just, land some strikes. If he wins this round, he's won the fight, in my opinion. He could land a few strikes, in this triangle position, make Gittins bring his arm across and then capitalise. But Gittins does all the right things and he's out. And he's unleashing some strikes on Hadley now. This is so back and forth.
This is not a good position to be in for Hadley. If Gittins could just get him down and start teeing off, you never know what could happen. But Hadley's slowly getting back to his feet. Interesting position here.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to just ride his hips a little bit and take him to the floor like he has eventually. It looks like he's going for a bit of a variation on rear naked here.
I have to say, I don't know if he's quite got the angle for it. You'd almost have to go for a face crank, which I don't think is legal in the amateur rules.
No, it's definitely not. But Gittins he's getting after it this round, and
he's going for the kill, but will he be able to get it? Because as you say, I do think he needs it.
Yeah, in my opinion, he does. But you know, this has been a very, very close fought fight. Both guys have had success in all 5 rounds so far.
Yeah, it's been. I'm glad. It's times like this you're glad you're not a judge and that we just get to sit here and talk about these fights.
Oh, I know we can speculate all we want, but it's the last 10 seconds, and Gittins has him in some kind of weird body lock, like a half mount, half back take, and he's unleashing a few strikes, but that'll be it. And what a well-fought fight there by both guys.
Very tough foot fight there. Very tough foot fight.
You know, Gittins being raised by his coach there. Hadley, maybe...
Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation for our fighters, please. After 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards, where we have a unanimous decision for your winner in the blue corner, Gittins. And your appreciation, please, for Jake Hadley.
Congratulations on a cracking win and a cracking fight. How did you feel that was going for? Did you think that you would take the decision there, or how did you feel it was going?
I thought I was taking into a still fight, but then Southport style was a bit more tricky, and I thought my hand was blowing out more than I wanted, so I wanted it going straight. But when I started doing better in the clinch, I started working the clinch cage, I thought that's what the fight was going to be. And then going into the third, I was kind of standing still and having a trying to escape the guard bit, but here I was a bit happy, but like I say, it's a good fight and I respect it.
That was obviously one hell of a fight. Could have been scored either way, but you've done very well there. Being ranked number 1 and 2, I believe. So what is next for you?
Go back to the gym, we'll have a rest, go back to the gym, talk over with my coach, see the possible fight opportunities I've got and just keep going.
Maybe after that almighty title.
Maybe possibly, but we'll have to see. Have to come back here or something else.
Very well done, cracking win. Let's hear it for your winner.